Jefferies today downgrading Apple to sell from hold. Edison Lee views current expectations for a super upgrade cycle as too high. Edison Lee, Jefferies head of China Telecom Services, Telecom Equipment, and Power Research, joins us this morning as targets 205.16. Edison, thanks for the time. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you.
We had a long discussion with Kramer today about your call and sort of how treacherous it can be to try to time Apple, but it sounds like your views about expectations for this foldable phone are pretty strong.
Yeah, this is a longer-term call, and I think that the smartphone industry, not just Apple, but I think all the Android guys are actually facing a much more serious structural slowdown, mainly because there are no innovative features that your current phone cannot do. And I think a lot of the improvements are incremental. And we also think that foldable next year is pretty exciting for Apple, but of course it is not a brand new form factor. It has been around for a number of years. And I think if you look at the latest Samsung foldable phone, which is called Galaxy Fold 7, it's set at $2,000 US. It's a very, very nice phone if you go and see it and feel it. But I think the volume is not going to be more than 3 million. So I think that iPhone potentially can sell 3 times more than that because they have a very high-end, loyal customer base. But still, that probably is not enough to move the needle.
So is your view that it's not, Apple's been rained upon with complaints and criticisms over the last few years, but it sounds like you don't think innovation necessarily is the problem, or logistics or supply chain, but just that it's running up against a sort of a tougher macro?
I don't think macro is a very big issue here. I still think that it's a lack of innovative features on the phone that makes consumers think that they need a new one. Right. So, for example, if you are using an iPhone 13, do you have to buy an iPhone 17, or can you buy a used iPhone 15 and used iPhone 16 at a fraction of the price?
So then what explains the, I guess some would argue, pretty solid enthusiasm behind this particular 17 cycle?
I think the 17 cycle is better than expected, mainly because the pricing is attractive. Right. Number one, Apple did not raise the price for Pro and Pro Max. They only raised the price for Air, because the Air is more expensive than Plus, but in fact the Air is the least popular model among the 4. And for the base model, they actually effectively cut the price because they are selling a higher memory version at the same price of a lower memory version last year. And also in China, they also sell the base model at a lower price for a low memory version, so that the iPhone version is going to be qualified for government subsidies. And that's why I think it's a pretty smart pricing strategy that drives more interest instead of tech innovations.
And Edison, just quickly, I mean, the stock has seemingly gotten up to these levels in part because investors are comfortable that whatever the AI future is, it's going to go through these devices. Are people mistaken about that?
I think there's a lot of hope, and also there's a lot of enthusiasm about next year's foldable iPhone, which is a new form factor for iPhone. And given the better than expected reception to 17, I think some investors believe that the replacement cycle is coming back. But I just want to be more cautious because the structural headwinds are pretty heavy. And I think that the foldable phone next year is a $2,000 phone in our view, and that's why it can't be a mass market product.
Edison, really appreciate it. Provocative, getting a lot of chatter today, as I'm sure you know. Edison Lee joining us from Jefferies today on Apple.